thought it would be very fitting to drink my officially sponsored Wang Yibo blueberry tea while I do this video. What's up guys, it's Kictor, and I went and saw Wang Yibo's new movie.
Caught in 4K.
Wang Yibo, who I knew as Lam Wonji from The Untamed, recently made a huge debut with the theatrical release of Hidden Blade, a historical espionage movie where he stars alongside Tony Leung, who I know as the hot, evil dad from Shang-Chi, but he's also a huge movie star, and very handsome. I did not go see the movie for the plot. I went to go see Wang Yibo's face, and his end credit song. That being said, I did really enjoy the movie as a whole. Even my friend Connor, who wasn't there solely for Wang Yibo's handsomeness, said he really enjoyed it too.
Out of 10. Probably like a 8.5.
This review, however, will not be mostly focusing on the plot. I want to talk about Wang Yibo's performance as an actor. The role he was in was absolutely complicated, but I think he totally nailed it. It's funny to see people calling him a villain because this clip went super viral, but his role is way more nuanced than just an assassin. He showed range in this movie that I've never seen from him before. As a Yibo stan, I know that he's capable of that aloof, stoic gaze where you feel pinned down even though he's not doing much other than just staring at the camera. But I wanted to see even more, and we definitely got that in this movie. There were some absolutely gut-wrenchingly emotional parts. Like, he throws a fit, he has flowing tears, he gets so emotionally distraught, you think he's about to throw up. It's absolutely hard not to get emotional watching him be emotional. And that emotion carries onto the fight scenes, which was another huge selling point of this movie. It's not just some hot guy throwing punches. These fight scenes were directed and acted in such an emotionally charged way that you see the choices that the characters make with each punch. And that's something that you absolutely can't understand from just watching the trailer. You need to see all the scenes that lead up to the big explosion that is these fight scenes. Also, this movie is pretty fucked up. The violence and sexual crimes that happen to these characters, a lot of which were historically accurate, it is horrifying to watch, but because of those horrifying moments and what they do to the characters, it allowed Wang Yibo to enter this state and his character to essentially go there, if you know what I mean. There are a lot of shots that just linger on his face, like for a long time. If you've watched any behind the scenes from this movie, the director is obsessed with him. Like, he is truly his favorite new actor. He's already planning a new movie with him, and I think you can almost like sense that obsession with him in the film. Now, to talk about something a little bit more surface level is the styling of him in this movie. I have to say that the gelled back look is not my favorite hairstyle. I'm a little bit obsessed with Wang Yibo's hair. The fluffy bangs I definitely prefer. That being said, the completely slicked back perfect look is complemented by when you do get to see him disheveled, when his bangs do fall in front of his face. That makes it all worth it. At the very end of the movie, he's in a shorter cropped jacket and his hair is a bit more fluffy and he looks so handsome. I absolutely loved it. Something else that went a little bit viral with the promotion of this movie is the scene where Wang Yibo is staring at his love interest. We know he's great with his eyes. This scene is long and intense, and it just stays on him completely unblinking, staring at her, and you get that sense of love or lust and attraction and hesitancy. You see the whirlwind of emotions behind his eyes while he's staring at her, and it is intense. Like, this is sexual tension city. And this scene kind of comes to an explosion later where they have a fight in a bathroom. Now, there's no scenes that are too juicy with them, like there's no kissing or intimacy in that regard, but what they're talking about is incredibly intimate, and the chemistry between them in the scene felt really natural. Now, back to the plot for a bit. I thought the storytelling was really good. It's a little bit confusing because it does deal with flashbacks and double agents and stuff like that, but I was never lost. And Chung R's style of filmmaking is visceral and also funny. It's definitely very dark, but some of the shots are just purely comedic, like suddenly smash cutting to Wang Yibo trying to blow smoke rings, or a bunch of awkward child soldiers bumbling about, and then completely contrasting that scene with those same child soldiers covering a bunch of farmers in cement alive to torture and kill them. Yeah, it was pretty rough. And despite not being a big history buff, I was actually never lost. Warning, from here on out, I will be discussing spoilers. There's one scene that is extremely confusing, but it is done so on purpose. I was so sutured into the plot and the characters that I actually forgot about the fourth wall reality that they would never make Wang Yibo anything other than a communist in this story, which is actually a huge plot twist. That's just how well he acted the part. I was genuinely so confused in the scene where Wang Yibo's fighting Tony Leung because I was like, you guys are on the same side, you're both communists, right? But then, of course, that is completely remedied by seeing the flashback where they have the conversation and make the pact that they will do whatever it takes to not blow their cover and work for the same team, which included, you know, basically fighting each other to death so that it wouldn't look suspicious. My favorite scene of the movie was once Wang Yibo finds out that his ex-fiance was raped and murdered, and then he goes out and has a brutal spree of his own where he just goes and beats the shit out of a ton of soldiers in an alleyway. This scene was advertised everywhere, but the emotional weight of it after seeing how affected he was finding out that the person that he loved was raped and murdered was amazing. Like, oh my god, it changes everything. Another scene too that was so good was when he finds out that his friend betrayed him, and he knew because he took the bullets out of his gun, and when he hears it click, it's a callback to that scene where only people that you trust can betray you. Oh, and then just a single tear drips down his cheek. It was so good. A few honorable mentions outside of Wang Yibo's performance was Roosevelt the dog. There's a scene to establish that they are in a Japanese bombing plane and they have a Shiba Inu wearing like aviator goggles. He was the star of the show, clearly. All in all, I would give this movie a 9 out of 10. I was very proud of the storytelling, being able to make something that could be a completely confusing concept with double agents and flashbacks not confusing, and instead crafting it into a story that was extremely satisfying with twists that the audience could find enjoyable. Let me know in the comments if you guys saw the movie and what you thought, and if you haven't seen it, if you are going to go see it. This is only the first of many very exciting film projects that Wang Yibo has lined up. I'm sure within the next few years, we're going to be seeing a lot more of him on the big screen. For example, this trailer just came out for One and Only, where he plays an up-and-coming dancer, and a very cute Ultraman. And we're still waiting for Born to Fly, where he plays a fighter jet pilot to be released in cinemas. Also, a short film he was in made it into the Berlinale Film Festival. He's honestly killing it. It just couldn't be a better time to be a Wang Yibo fan. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you'd like to help support my channel and my dream of doing YouTube full-time, you can join my YouTube membership, where we hang out and play games and usually talk about BL or Danmei type content. If you liked this video, please be sure to click subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!